Hi, I'm Mark Edwards. Welcome to Travelogue and welcome to TIANSHUI in Gansu province. We're lucky enough to be here during their Chinese New Year celebrations, so hopefully we'll get to check out their famed Earth Fire Festival as well as all the history and culture that this ancient city has to offer. So let's get going.
Not too far west of the border with Shanxi, you'll find the first significant city on the fabled Silk Road. Located near one of the legendary cradles of Chinese civilization, TIANSHUI is a booming industrial spread of 3.5 million people. If you intend to fly, then there are two different routes you can take. The first one is via the nifty little plane you just saw us on, which flies regularly from Xi'an to TIANSHUI Airport and back, with around an hour's flight time. Alternatively, you can fly into Lanzhou and take a 3-hour coach journey to TIANSHUI.
So we made it from the airport and it took roughly half an hour to get into TIANSHUI city center. And TIANSHUI is the second largest city in Gansu, and accordingly is relatively busy. But what you'll find is that the hotels range here from no stars all the way up to 5 stars. But they're significantly cheaper than the largest cities such as Beijing or Shanghai. Now I spotted something when I was queuing up beforehand. What we have, and this you'll find in all of the hotels here, is that they have flyers where you're able to ring up and book your own coaches and cars to the main tourist attractions. Right. I'm off to get some rest before lots and lots of fun tomorrow. So if you happen to be in TIANSHUI on the 12th day of the first month of the lunar calendar, you'll come to their craziest party. It happens every year. It's the biggest Earth Fire Festival around. What they do is they all get dressed up. There's fireworks, there's floats running everywhere. And it normally starts at around 10 a.m., but if you get here before, which is where we are now, at about 7 a.m., you get to see people doing their makeup and seeing all of the floats coming into town.
The earlier you get there, the better. Then you can really see all the stuff that goes on backstage. You might wonder why any child in their right mind would want to get up at such an ungodly hour and be painted in the cold. Well, the fact is that only a child or two from each village is lucky enough to be picked to represent that village during the parade. So this is a huge source of pride for all of the families involved. The kids are dressed up in extremely bright colours with exaggerated makeup, all designed to mimic the performers in popular Chinese opera.
They're a little shy this morning. It is 7:30 and it's absolutely freezing, so hopefully we'll get a few more answers later on as to exactly what it is that they think today's going to be about.
This is without a doubt the biggest day of the Chinese New Year festivities for all of the people of TIANSHUI and the surrounding areas. Each float represents a different hamlet, village or town. This explains why there's such an explosion of colour, since everyone is attempting to wow the crowds more than the people in front. Many of the typical symbols of Chinese culture such as the lion and the dragon, are present here. But still, the whole thing is done in a typically northwestern style. The truth is that you'll be hard-pressed to find similar earth and fire festivals outside of northwest China. And it's undoubtedly one of the most traditional celebrations held in the city, encompassing all sorts of different aspects of Chinese culture and history. See if you can spot any famous characters from ancient legend. TIANSHUI is a fairly big place, and its festival attracts participants from all over eastern Gansu. This obviously means that the majority of the people taking part will have been up and getting ready by 5 AM in order to make the preparations by 7. That shows some serious dedication, and yet they still seem so energetic. You'll see people of all ages taking part in the procession, from stately ladies all the way to little children. If you ever get the chance to witness the 社火 festivities in TIANSHUI, I'm sure you'll agree that they can seem at the same time frantic and well rehearsed. The intense atmosphere comes from the sheer size of the crowds. You'll find rows and rows of people on every street straining to catch a glimpse of the action. But it's all done in a jovial manner. Everyone's in good spirits as it's a public holiday, one of the most important on the TIANSHUI calendar. Kids have the day off school, and with the weather being particularly mild, it's a fun day out for the family. It definitely felt like the whole city was out watching and cheering. Many kinds of performances feature in the 社火 activities, the main one being 行者, or standing on a wick. Don't worry, the children are not actually standing there in impossible positions. The secret lies in the various shapes of hidden wick used to fix the performers, which are made of steel.
社火有什么意思？因为我不太清楚。社火？对。社火这个农民这个大节日。啊。所以每年有这个表演。每年有，每年有。你们每年都来看吗？每年都看。你知道社火有什么意思？你不知道？你。走亲嘛，过年了。home 是吧？ So as you can see, the procession's got going. It's very loud everywhere. Firecrackers going off all over the place. The streets are absolutely rammed full of people. Everyone in TIANSHUI has got a day off today, and what a lovely day it is.
I'm sure you're still dying to find out what 社火 actually is. We certainly asked enough people. Held during Spring Festival, it's a spontaneous, traditional festive occasion, and it's got a long history. The celebrations are rooted in the primitive sacrificial activities in which ancient people used songs and dances to pray for a good harvest and wealth. Linguistically, 社 originally refers to the god of the earth, and hence to the harvest and all the produce coming from the earth, while 火 literally means fire, which ancient people believed to have the magical power of driving away evil spirits. Plus, fire was used to cook the food, so it should probably be an object of gratitude too.
So it's just hit midday and the festivities go on till about 1. And then everybody here is going to head down to a small snack and food market where they can replenish their energy after watching everything around. So with the festivities just about wrapping up, everybody's headed over to the small snack market, and you can see it's a lovely day, everybody's eating outside. Now in northwestern China, TIANSHUI's noodles are very, very famous, and as you can see, everybody's having a great laugh. I'm going to go and ask the gentleman how his food is. 师傅，你现在你吃什么？
牛肉面。
牛肉面
啊，
好吃吗？
好吃。
这个是天水特色的菜吗？
哎，天水特色的牛肉面。
Oh, so he's saying it's TIANSHUI specialty out here, and it's beef noodles. It smells really good. I'm starving. I haven't eaten anything all day, so I'm going to go ahead and get some now. 对，你帮我介绍怎么放？
这就是本土牛肉面，它是加菜面，把这会燃烧之后，把肉倒进去，放里边。
豆放吧。
对，放里边。
So put all the beef in there.
再加点醋。
He adds a bit of vinegar.
不能太多。
Don't put too much.
对，这你就搅了起来，然后。
行了，转一转。
就这菜就吃。
可以吃。
现在可以吃了。
哇，it's a little hot. Give it the test. Everybody's watching. Lovely. Bit spicy. A lot of herbs in there as well. I think there's some spring onions. 特好吃，特好吃。你们都喜欢吃吗？好吃吗？你觉得辣不辣？不辣。都觉得不辣。Wow. Well, this is it. It really is the dish to have. They've all been to the festivities before. You've even got the little children. They don't think it's spicy. My mouth is slightly burning, but they don't think it's spicy. What a nice day to be outside. I had my fill of Euro Mian, the beef noodle soup, and it was hot and spicy and rather salty. But I've also heard here in TIANSHUI, they love their sweet desserts. And this is a rather famous place, so we're going to find out what this all is. 这个是什么？
这是元宵。
元宵。在里面有什么东西？
里面有这个炫子。它是配料有芝麻、核桃仁、玫瑰、桂花、蜂蜜做成的。
但是我以前看了，我看了一次，他们就是做不是这个是爆的，你为什么做这个？
这是元宵，是我们北方的元宵，你以前看过的是南方的元宵。
肯定是。
Whatever happens, whether it's northern, southern, or done differently to what you've seen, you simply have to try this particular Chinese delicacy during the Lantern Festival.
Now, interestingly, I've seen these done in the south of China, and, well, they weren't done in this way. What they did is, in the same way of dumplings, they sort of rolled them up and sealed them that way. So it's strange to see the same sweet, but done in a completely different way. I guess that's just the difference between north and south, eh?
Interestingly, these sweets have a lot going for them when it comes to competing with the Kinders and Haribos of this world. Firstly, it's popular to make them at home as a type of family activity. Secondly, Chinese people like them not just because of the sweet taste, but also because of the shape. They are round, and that is supposed to be a perfect shape, symbolizing togetherness, which is important in Chinese culture.
So following on from our earlier culinary adventure, we're going to continue and see what the people in TIANSHUI eat in the morning. But we're lucky enough that during the Ⅰ festivities, we are able to have their main dish, which is called gua gua, in the afternoon. This is what they would normally have every morning. Let's go and have a look.
So what is this gua gua dish all about? And is it likely to knock your cornflakes out of the park? It's actually made from powdered buckwheat and has added flavors such as spicy oil, sesame, mustard, soy sauce, salt, vinegar and garlic. The locals have gua gua for breakfast virtually every day. And the reason they like it so much, I'm told, is that quite simply, the sauce just tastes so good.
I don't know how that looks to you, but to me, that all looks rather hot, chilly, spicy to have early in the morning. Let's get a first-hand experience from someone else, shall we? 你好，我就要问一下，这个在TIANSHUI是每天早上每天吃这个吗？
对，我们还是比较习惯早上吃这个。
是吗？但是我看的时候，我觉得应该太辣。
可能是我们酸辣的一种习惯，但是它挺香的。 不是很辣，要不然您先来尝一
不，我就刚刚吃午饭，就是下次我吃在早饭的时候我吃的。
这个挺好吃的，可能就是您不习惯。
Well, I think I'll try it properly in the morning, like all the normal TIANSHUI Ⅰ and let this gentleman get on with eating his own food. 谢谢，谢谢。So you'd have thought after all the excitement at yesterday's festivities that we'd be taking a day off just to chill out. But no, we're going onwards and upwards to arguably the #1 tourist attraction around TIANSHUI and even the whole of eastern Gansu. That is Maijishan, or the Wheat Stack Mountain. I'm going to hop on this bus, which should take around an hour. They're pretty regular, maybe every 10 minutes, from the main bus station in Maiji district. Pretty exciting. Let's go and have a look.
Maijishan is situated a trifling 40 kilometers southeast of TIANSHUI city. There are caves here set amid stunning wooded hill scenery, and it's all easily accessible from the city. Take the bus or hire your own car, but whatever you do, don't miss this highlight of a trip to eastern Gansu.
So that's it, we finally made it to Maijishan. Now Maijishan literally means haystack mountain. Can you guess why? It's got over 1,600 years of history, and it's one of the 4 most recognized and famous Chinese grottos in the whole of the land. Let's go and get up close and personal.
Once you're there, you'll immediately see why it's called Haystack Mountain. The name comes from its shape. It's the 4th largest Buddhist cave complex in China. And as with all the other sites, the natural setting is spectacular. It's almost unnatural how anything was carved out of this rock face all those years ago. It's thought that the work was carried out from 384 AD all the way to the Qing dynasty in the 17th century. Over the centuries, craftsmen built scaffolding along the cliffs and chiseled hundreds of caves out of the 142-meter tall mountain. In fact, there are 194 caves containing 7,200 sculptures and 1,300 square meters of murals. The real mystery is just how on earth the artists managed to clamber up so high and then chisel chunks out of the mountain. One theory is that they created piles from blocks of wood which reached all the way to the top. That in itself would be pretty impressive. What the clever people then did was gradually remove the wooden blocks as they descended. Conjecture it may be, but it does make sense.
So you're going to have to climb some seriously steep steps to get up here, but you won't be disappointed. What a fantastic exemplification of religious devotion. Some of these statues had people spending an entire lifetime building so they could feel closer spiritually to whichever god they were at. Inside further, I've been told that there are certain caves which we're not allowed to film, but are even better and more sculpted than the ones out here. Guess you just have to come and see for it for yourself.
Now, for any of you who may have already visited the caves at Dunhuang and feel that Maijishan has nothing different to offer, think again. The clay sculptures here have distinctly Chinese features, quite different from the diverse foreign styles at Dunhuang, with their emphasis on West Asian features. It's also one of the few grottos where the sculptures are based on ordinary people, rather than being tributes to an emperor or god.
So if you've got any energy left after Maijishan, you might want to hop off the bus on the way back to Tianshui, here at the Han Tang Arts and Crafts Cultural Village. It may look slightly underdeveloped right now, but that's because they're refurbishing the entire place. But you can still come here, have a visit around, try making your own clay pottery, and buy some of the professional stuff.
Legend has it that when the highest cave was completed, Sakyamuni arrived at Maijishan to preach, and his 28 attendants threw flower petals onto the pilgrims below. If a petal rested on someone, it meant he or she was not a true Buddhist believer. However, to everyone's delight, all the petals scattered upwards towards the sky. Whether that's true or not, you're going to want to take home your own souvenir of Maijishan. The grottos have acquired special recognition for their exquisite clay statues and the superb sculpting skills employed in making them. Now, you might not have all the dexterity of the past masters during your clay workshop, but there's nothing stopping you from giving it a go. And if all else fails, there's always the gift shop where you can purchase a finished product.
公司开发的话，主要是依托于麦积山石窟雕塑。麦积山石窟雕塑历经了1600多年，它从魏晋南北朝，唐宋元明清，所以说我们选的最经典的每个时期最经典的雕塑来做。这个雕塑做的话，就是尤其在北魏时期的东西是非常精彩的。像这个窃窃私语，就是它反映的是菩萨与弟子两个听着这个佛在讲经的时间，一个在赞美，一个在解说，
哪个是最受欢迎的？
这最受欢迎的话，那就是说我们这个小沙弥，像这个小沙弥的话，也是北魏时期的。北魏时期，他那个反映的年龄的话，就是在14、15岁的时间，他刚可能进入佛门。进入佛门以后呢，他还表现了一种很调皮、天真烂漫，对佛干脆没有任何的理解，只是穿着这类这个是佛教的衣服，非常好玩，所以说他满怀喜悦，这个话是在这个西魏时期，西魏时期以后，这个年龄反映在17、18岁，他呢对似懂非懂这个年龄，所以说他面部的表情的话，还和红尘好像未了的这种面部表情，所以说他好像有很多的思想，复杂的思想在里边。像这一尊的话，已经反映他进入佛门，有一段时间，他反映他年龄的话，就是在25、6岁。所以说他呢表示对佛祖已经非常虔诚，对佛教的理解已经非常到位了。他是说这一生在供养佛和菩萨，所以我们这个雕塑的话，都是按原来的表情，做的非常到位，所以要反映非常传神的这种他的理。说过去人做的话，中国的雕塑它主要反映的是内心的东西，就是神，他的神，神的就是他内心的思想，它反映了他面部的表情，
所以所有的，
所以说我们这个雕塑的话，就非常受这个专家和游客的非常的欢迎。
So, over and above buying yourself some clay pottery, you can come here and be taught by a professional teacher, such as the gentleman here. He does it old school using a spinning wheel, which he spins using his leg, and hopefully I'll be able to learn how to be as professional as he is in 5 to 10 minutes. So, let's see how it goes. Right, the bit you've all been waiting for. Let's hope it's not a complete car crash catastrophe. So I mess it up a bit, make it a little smoother, and then we'll 放在中间. Okay, then you get the wheel going. It's really not as romantic as in the film Ghost. It's not how you picture it in real life, is it? 然后干嘛? So get the water,
然后水里面冻着。
And just hold on. So after some rather difficult starts, luckily we had the teacher here with me, and at the end of the day you can learn very quickly. Rather proud of what I've done, so what do you think?